Hey, and welcome to Fit Me Turo Fitness Podcast, a podcast for people who want to get no BS information about fitness and know that fitness is about so much more than losing scale weight. It's about feeling confident in your skin and empowered in your life. I'm your host, Turo Virta, personal trainer, strength and nutrition coach, and most of all, a husband of my beautiful wife, Miriam. Each week, my guests and me will give you some no BS fitness tips and motivate you to take action in your own personal fitness journey as we talk about nutrition, exercise, mindset, personal development, and executing in life with enjoyable but still effective strategies. If your goal is to look better, feel and be strong and experience transformation from inside out, you, my friend, are in the right place. Thank you for jumping in, and now let's jump into today's episode.
Hey, and welcome to this Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast. Today's episode is probably going to be a bit shorter than usually. So the reason is that, first of all, topic of this episode is staying on track when life is busy. So this is something what I relate myself, and at this point, as I'm recording this, it's Thursday morning. It's 7:30. Usually, I get podcast out by 8 o'clock in the morning on every Thursday, and now it's kind of a last moment. But here I am recording this podcast episode for you, as that is something that I made promise for myself to publish every single week, new podcast episode. And sometimes, as you know, there's a deadline when you want to get it out. So it's a Thursday. It should be by 8 a.m. But if I'm maybe an hour late, that's going to be fine. It still gets the job done. And it just proves a point also for myself that I need to keep promises I make to myself. And this is a principle that I have been trying to follow, or I have been following for the past 3 years with my workouts. It's not always perfect, but it's a promise that I get at least started. So this kind of gets have helped me so much, because I'm a person who doesn't, for example, in a workouts, I don't enjoy, especially strength training. It's something that I have to really talk myself getting started every single time. Or if I would say that 9 out of 10, I really need to talk that I need to get started, and I'm trying to avoid on any price my own workouts, because it's something what I don't naturally enjoy. But on the other hand, I know how important that is to get workout done, get my strength training done, because that's ultimately what have made me feel the better I have ever felt in my life. And I'm over 42 at the moment. So it's something that I know that there's a long-term benefits, but in a short term, I would love to skip it. My mind is going, I would have 1,000 excuses with the busyness, other things that I pretend that are more important. But ultimately, I know that if I want to feel great, stay pain-free, and be best version of myself, I need to get my own workouts and prioritize my own health. So that is something what I'm not going to skip. And it's the same way with this podcast. That is important for me to talk these things and help you get weekly new podcast episode out. So the topic came up this week earlier. I was talking with actually with a couple of my clients. Adela was one of the great example how we all kind of think, like she was also coming in a situation with just a newborn baby, very bad sleep, trying to work out. There was some health issues in her family. So all possible excuses to not work out. And then we were talking like that, what is actually possible. And here is just a summary for things. If you are having a busy season of life, feels like that there's nothing you can do, how you could actually start making progress and staying on track when life is busy. And because then ultimately, as you know, when you are taking action, even the busiest time of your life, it's so much easier later on to do a bit more than starting all over. Because this is what I have seen. I have been now 9 years almost coaching, and the biggest reason why people are struggling to get consistent results is that all in or nothing mentality. And that is so common, and it's so easy to talk ourselves out of doing the job what you know you should be doing. Because if you think that, if I can't do it perfectly, I can't do full hour workout. What is the point even get started? Or if I can't track all my meals, what is the point even to track one meal? Or there is nothing you can do, this is so common, and I hope in this episode you get strategies what you could be starting to implement right away to your daily routine and daily life. And with all these strategies, like I understand when life is busy, don't try to take all of these strategies. Don't try to start to use all of them at the same time, because that is again trying to get too much or taking too much on your plate. And if you do that, what it happens, you become overwhelmed. And what most people do when they get overwhelmed, they do nothing. So just pick 1, 2, not more than 3 strategies, what I'm talking about in this episode, and start implementing these things today. Because, if you start to do it, that I started tomorrow, you know how that ends up. So take my advice, and if nothing else, pick one strategy and start implementing that right away. So first of all, for nutrition part, so this is something like, if you can't, I'm talking about like maybe in ideal case, you would love to track your foods. You would do your 3, 4, 5 workouts a week, and you would get your walks, you would get your sleep, you would drink your water, and so on. But this is what is the most effective ways to actually make progress in your fat loss, in your health, staying lean, or at least to not make it worse. So first strategy, what I'm talking is writing down everything you are eating. And now I'm not meaning to track your all meals or track everything. It's just simply writing down. So why this is so effective? It's just simply because it creates so much awareness. So if you think that if you are just writing, because often what I have seen that happens so often that you don't, you are afternoon, you are snacking mindlessly something, or in evening, and you don't even realize that what you were eating. And then before you end up realizing that it was like, wow, I just had a full bit of ice cream or whatever, and we are not even aware of these things. And the whole point of this is to write down actually what you are eating. So it could be just simply taking old-fashioned pen and paper, taking your notes in your phone, or obviously using some tracking apps. So even you are not trying to hit your calories, but just simply writing down, because it's always when you have it visible, what you have been eating, what you are putting into your mouth, it creates, you are paying more attention. You are more aware what you are actually doing. And then there is no that pressure of counting calories, like hitting that if I hit my calories or if I didn't, you don't need to count calories. You don't need to write down how many calories or whatever it was, but just simply writing down. And it's not about judging to yourself or what you are doing, if you are doing it right or wrong, or if it's too much or too less, just bringing that awareness. So this is, it has been very, very effective for so many people, for my clients. And it's just that you understand to learn patterns, why you are doing it. And when is the time that you often, because there is always often, if you think that I can't, I hear people are telling that I'm just a sweet tooth. I can't, I'm snacking all the time. I'm snacking afternoon, or I need some sweet on afternoon or in the evening. And when you are writing it down, often there's a reason why that is happening. So the reasons are often why you are snacking, why you are craving, for example, sweets, is that either you are missing fiber, you are missing protein, or maybe your sleep you didn't sleep that well. So those are all scientifically proven facts why people are getting more cravings. And when you write it down, you might able to recognize those patterns and seeing it, that why it have actually happened. So the second strategy, what I wanted to talk, it's that what we actually agreed with Arela also. Even she said that she don't have energy, barely to move, barely to walk. All her attention is with her newborn baby, and obviously sleep sucks. She is so you have to prioritize when it's possible to get some quality sleep, and it feels like that sometimes, tracking and writing down, it's not really possible for her, or she feels like that is not what is always possible. But then we came up with the strategy, what is one of my favorite strategies. I learned this from my great coach and mentor, Jordan Sayed, and it's called 1-2-3 strategy. So what it stands for is 1 means that you are eating 1 big salad per day. 2 stands for 2 pieces of fruit. And 3 is 3 big bottles of water. And this is, of course, this is not everything you have to eat in a day, because if you think that this is all what you eat in a day, that would be stupid. But this is just the minimum requirements to eat to do every single day, which doesn't require any calorie counting. It sounds relatively easy, but it's super helpful. Because if you think it, why it stands like 1 big salad, it is like salads. If you don't put a lot of dressing or olive oils. Olive oils are totally, of course, they are healthy fats, but just pay attention how much you're doing it, because it adds very quickly calories if you use ton of olive oil. So just to pay attention what you put on top of your salad. But just because salads in general, 15 to 30 calories per 100 grams. So there is, it's almost kind of like what I love to call calorie-free options, calorie-free foods, like 0-calorie foods. And 1 big salad, it brings, like, of course, you get all vitamins, minerals, what are necessary, but it's a lot of volumes with less calories. So you are most likely feeling fuller. There is a fiber element of it. So you are feeling fuller for longer. So you end up eating something else less. And the same thing is with fruit. So don't be like, now in social media, you see a lot of like that sugars are bad. If you don't have any reason, like any medical reason, you don't have any diabetes or something, there is no reason to be afraid of fruits. They are a great source of carbs, great source of fiber. And when you eat, it's again relatively low. It's of whole foods. Like if you think that fruits, there is 1 ingredient. You don't have like if you eat some processed foods, there is a list of ingredients in the fruits. It's just 1 banana, 1 orange, 1 pear, whatever you are eating, whatever you enjoy. It doesn't matter which fruit you eat. Just pick 1 what you enjoy, and 2 pieces of fruit every single day. So this helps again with the volumes, with the fiber, and gives you non-processed foods. So this is it stands for 2, and 3 is 3 big bottles of water. So this is drinking water, hydration. For sure, it keeps you hydrated. It keeps you fuller, but it helps you to eat less, because often people are misunderstanding if they are hungry or if they are thirsty. So hydration, it's very, 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 very important. And I have a feeling like that maybe 80% of my clients are struggling to drink enough water. So 3 big bottles of water, and then people are asking that, should I drink 2 liters? Should I drink 3 liters? It's there's a really simple way to know what is the right amount for you, and it's every day different. And it's how you can check it. It's color of your pee, color of your urine. So when you go to the toilet, if it's light colored, you are doing great job. If it's dark, drink more. If it's totally white, okay, you are probably overdoing it, but it's not an emergency. Better that way than drinking too less or too little. So just those 3 things. It's a very simple but effective strategy. So the goal is always, for me, what I love to teach all my people, like 90% or even more than 90% of people who are trying to lose weight, they are trying to take things away. They are saying that I can't eat carbs. I can't eat, I have to eat less. There is something what I can't eat sugars. But I find it like that this is kind of that you are training your willpower, that what you can't do. And then it's only like kind of arrow, you are loading it and waiting that how long you can take it. And then in the end, and someday you are saying that, fuck it, now I can't take it anymore. And that is the moment when you are eating and you are saying that I can't take it, I need it. And then you go overboard and eat way too much. So rather, I focus on adding things like protein, adding things like fiber, adding things like water. adding things like salads, fruits. So the impact is the same. So when you are eating more something else, you are already feeling full, or you are feeling satisfied, and you are automatically eating something less. So you are having less sweet cravings, which is scientifically proven fact. And it's the same effect is the same. It's just mentally so much easier to focus on things what you are adding and what are your minimum requirements every single day than trying to limit something. For sure, some people need to limit also, but it's in general, it's so much easier to focus on adding things than taking things away. And then strategy number 3 is planning ahead. And this is not now, I'm not talking that you should plan every single meal ahead, but if you are planning, for example, what I love to use is planning your proteins. So for the next day, so you know what are going to be your protein sources. So for example, I use my own example. Let's say I'm having breakfast. I'm trying to get, my goal is to get 70 grams of protein. So half of my protein goes before I'm going to the lunch. And this is, of course, this is mine. You don't need to, if you are not the person who enjoys eating earlier in the day. It's just me personally who loves to do it, because I know that it helps me to eat less during the lunch, eat less later on the day if I eat a lot earlier in the day. And that's why my goal is to eat, like, obviously your numbers are different than mine. My numbers are, what I try to aim for is around 150, 160 grams of protein per day. And I know if I know that I get 70 grams, 75 grams before lunch, I'm half of my goal already before lunch. So then I don't have always control over what I'm eating for the lunch or for the dinner. But if I know that I hit already that bare minimum every single day with my habits, what I have built, I'm likely to get at least close to that goal. So that's why earlier in the day, and great goal is, for example, to eat 30 grams of protein before 10 a.m. So then you get, if your goal is like, I would say that every person needs at least 100 grams, depending on what size you are. So that is a bare minimum. Like, we can talk like what is the requirements. Maybe some people are telling 2 grams per kilo body weight. I would say that even you get 1.5, it's pretty good. So if you weigh 70 kilos, your goal should be around 105 per minimum. And to get 100 grams, if you divide it for how many meals you are eating, if you eat 3 meals per day, it's around 30 grams, 35 grams per meal. So in this way, if you get before 10 a.m., 30 grams, 35 grams, you are 1/3 of your goal. And it makes it so much easier. If you skip your breakfast, you try to get 50 grams, for example, to in your lunch and dinner to hit your protein goal. So how I do it, my own example, I love eating smoothie every breakfast. That's how I get what I talked earlier on that. It's my it's not a salad, but I get my 2 pieces of fruit in my smoothie. I mix it with 250 grams of Greek yogurt, which gives me 25 grams of protein, and I add scoop of natural protein powder. So there is no taste. So I get taste. I don't enjoy having some chocolate protein mixed with some fruits. I rather have some fruits, fresh fruits, berries, enjoy taste of them. But having that protein powder there in just to add a little bit protein. So that is my 50 grams of protein. Then some snack around 10, 11 a.m. It's going to be either 200 grams of cottage cheese. Sometimes I have a protein shake with another protein. Like in the morning, I have a whey protein. On my snack, I love to have casein protein. So it's 2 different type of protein. Even if it's the same, it doesn't make that big difference. It's just for me personally, I love to have varieties, and that's what I'm doing myself. So this is one way just to add protein. And how about the tip? What I talked is to plan your proteins ahead. So like for this way, I have my protein, let's say 50 grams every breakfast. That is going to be every single day. Then lunch, what is going to be your protein source? So for example, for today, we have chicken. Let's say I'm going to eat 200 grams of chicken. So it's 45, 50 grams of protein from chicken. So then I have already 120 grams. And then for the dinner, I will look that I have 30 grams for something. Let's say it's a shrimps, it's a salmon, it's a tuna can, whatever source protein you are having. But if you planning them ahead, how much you need to have for, let's say, for breakfast, for lunch, and let's say then you have your protein sources. If your goal is to get 100 grams, what I need to have 30 grams for breakfast, what I need to have 30 grams for lunch, what I need to have 40 grams for dinner, for example, so that you hit your goal. And if you plan ahead your protein sources, then first question, if you don't hit your goal, first question, what you should be asking yourself, that could I be eating more of this? And if the answer is no, then I would ask that what else I could be adding. And other tip, great tip, how to do it, like make it easier. If you have a busy life, if you have at some point of the week, you have time to prepare a little bit things ahead. So I would always love to pre-cook my protein sources. So let's say that chicken breast, you can cook it for, let's say 3, 4, 5 days ahead. And then when things are busy, you could make from chicken. Someday it's going to be some wraps. Some days it's going to be with rice. Some days you can make some chicken pasta. So you have your protein source already pre-cooked, and then it makes it so much easier when you know that what you are going to eat, and then you can vary it. It don't have to be the same thing every single day, but even your protein source, it's pre-cooked for the next day or for the next meal. So then when things are busy, you are more likely that you are actually hitting your protein goals. So then strategy number 4 is not about what you are eating, but how you are eating. So this is something what I love to use myself, but also give this to always some reminders for my clients. I have to commit. I'm a person who struggles with this. I need reminders myself. Every week almost feels like sometimes that it's kind of every meal I need to remind myself, and because I'm a person who loves to eat fast and who loves to eat a lot, and I need to really practice learning to leave something behind it, not eating too much at the one sitting, but it's consistent struggle. I think it's coming from my childhood, and I know many people are struggling. If you have had if somebody have said to you when you were a small kid that you have to finish your plate, it's at least for me, I still struggle with that, and I'm now 42, and it's things like that. What kind of things? Like it's 35 years ago when I have been teach this thing, and still struggling. Even I know that it's not probably the best thing to do, but mindful eating, what it means that you are first of all. Checklist what I love to use is that you are sitting. You are not eating on go. You are sitting. You have a glass of water before your meal. You are eating as low as you can. You are trying to stop when you start feeling full. So there is all like what is 80% full, but how to say if you are 70% full or 80% or 90%, that's very hard to know exactly. And it's just when you start feeling a little bit full, leave it, put it, wait 15, 20 minutes. And if you still are hungry, you can always eat more. So it's just learning these simple strategies, trying to implement them and go eat as low as you can. And this is how I love to do it. I eat always first my salad. So and then trying to go for my protein sources. It doesn't matter. It's just I feel like that helps me. Those are what with the least amount of calories, the most important things first. And then once I have eaten my big salad, I feel already fuller. And then there is like when I start to feel fuller than I eat, there's a chances that I eat less something else, something what I probably enjoy eating more, some delicious carbs or something. But when I hit first my big salad, then everything else I'm already full with the less calories. So this is kind of strategies I use myself. Not sure if they are the right or wrong strategies. Then strategy number 5, and now this is kind of movement strategies, and this was with the Arela, what we talk like you might have heard about 10,000 steps. And that is random number. It doesn't matter. You don't need to hit 10,000 steps. And like for Arla, what we were looking what she had last week, and she had a 40,000 steps. So we set the goal to add 1,000 or 10,000 steps per week. So that is 1,000 to 300 steps more on average per day. So that is realistic. So if it was 6,000 steps or 6.5, now the goal is 7.5. So that is a lot more realistic than trying to hit that 10,000 steps. So if you are averaging now 5,000 steps and if somebody's telling you to go to 10,000 steps, that's unrealistic in one time, and it feels like that it's impossible. And again, to avoid this all in or nothing, if you add 1,000 steps per day, that is not that big amount. It's maybe it needs some effort, but it's possible. So how you could be doing it? It could be just going for a walk outside, 10-15 minute walk. You get your 1,000 steps. You could be just trying to walk inside of your apartment if you can't go outside. When you are talking in a phone, instead of sitting, walk around. So these all kind of things, park your car a little bit further. Whatever strategies you need to do, take some stairs instead of elevator. Those are small things, and they are adding. Like if you look amount of calories, that's the simplest way how to raise your calories out. So how to burn actually more calories is to increase your daily movement. So it's not about having a 30-minute workout. You are getting a lot more and a lot easier. You are burning more calories when you increase your movement. And there is also other benefits for especially if you get those steps outside. So you might get daylight, you get sunlight, your sleep is improving. You are falling asleep usually faster if you are outside. And there is a huge benefits of your mental health as well. So walking is one of the best ways to improve your mental health. So I love to do it with my wife, with no cell phones, nothing, just the talking. And that is for our mental health, for our relationship. It's the best thing what we are doing. So there you are present, you are talking about things, what is happening. And that is for mental health, it's crucial. Then step number 5 is kind of adding short workouts. So even if you don't have time to do, let's say 30-minute, 45 minutes, 1 hour workouts, what we talked with Adela too, that trying to put them like in a 5-10 minute workout. So it's instead of telling that what you can't do, focus on what you can. And if that feels like that, if you find yourself finding excuses that you don't have time for 30-minute workout, then ask yourself how much time you have. Because if you tell that you don't have time, you are lying to yourself. But if you tell that I have time, but I have only this much time, you do that amount. And that is the way how I talk myself always to get in there. I need to do one exercise. I need to show up. I need to change my clothes, go there, go to do one exercise. And then if I feel like I can stop if I want, but more often than not, I do at least 2, 3, 4 exercises I end up doing. And of course, that is better than nothing. And this way you stay consistent, you prove the point for yourself, keep promises what you make to yourself. You might think that, is it worth it to do it? Of course it is. When I was younger, I was kind of athlete and with this mentality that those short workouts, they don't mean anything. But now when I'm older, of course, I'm not making huge amount of progress, but I'm not losing it. So this is an amazing benefit. And it's more than not losing progress. It's maintaining that habit and showing up. So because more often than not, once you start to skip your workouts, let yourself out of it, planned 1-2 weeks ends up being month, 2 months, maybe years. So don't let yourself talk yourself out of doing work what you know that you need to be doing, and ask yourself, what is the minimum amount? And last but not least is focusing on present and setting realistic goals. So instead of thinking that I can't track my meals, I can't do 3 workouts, I can't do this and that, focus on that moment, what you can do today. And because what have happened in the past, what happened yesterday, what happened month ago, you can't change that. That is in the past. And what happens in the future, we don't know. What is going to happen? Life is more likely going to be crazy. You are going to get busy later on. What is the difference is how you react at this moment. What you can do today. Ask yourself better questions. What is amount? What you can do today? If you can't do workout, how much you can? If you can't get 10,000 steps, what is realistic? Could you add 5 minutes? Could you add 10 minutes? If you can't eat perfectly, ask yourself, what healthy person, what a person with my goals would do in this situation, and what they would decide. Of course, you are not going to make every decision right, but more often than not, you make better decisions, smarter decisions in the long term. That's what you are going to become. And that was quick episode. I think it was a lot of talking, but I hope it was helpful. And thank you for listening. If you are interested in any of my services, my one-on-one coaching, my membership coaching, I put links in show notes, and that is how somebody is keeping you accountable, telling you exactly what to do. So if this was helpful, I know you would love coaching program, benefit from accountability and telling these things again. So at least consider it. And if not, no hard feelings. Thank you for listening and talk to you soon.
Hold up, friend. Do you love Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast? If so, the best way to say thank you is to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review on iTunes. I know every podcaster wants you to leave a review, but it's because those reviews help the podcast to reach more people. I truly want to know what you think, and if this particular episode resonated with you, would you also please share it? Either send a link to someone who you think will find it valuable, or take a screenshot and post it into your social media and tell your friends and family why they should listen it. Make sure you tag me so I can hear your feedback and give you a little love. And if you aren't already following me on Instagram or TikTok, that's the perfect time to hit that follow button. Thank you for being here and listening to Fit Me Turo Fitness podcast.